Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel English with Kavita Kapoor. Today we are going to revise third kind of tense, which is future tense. I hope that you have understood the rules of present and past tense very nicely. If you haven't understood or if you don't know the rules of those tenses, then you can watch my videos. I have uploaded the videos of past tense and present tense. That's why I'm making this video today. Related to future tense. So watch this video till the end and surely you will get each and every rule of this tense nicely. So without wasting much of our time, let's start the video. Okay, in this topic, the future tense, you will get to read about the four tenses: indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So first of all, we will talk about the indefinite tense, future indefinite tense. Indefinite tense, future indefinite tense indicates the habitual actions. Habitual actions means habits of the future. We will talk about the habits of the future in this tense. So to indicate the future in this tense, in the rule we will use will or shall. So the rule will be subject plus will, shall plus verb first form plus object. As you all know this thing really very well, that now these days we don't use shall that much. We always use will with singular and plural both of the subject. So it's up to you completely that you want to use shall or will with the singular or plural. If you really want to clear this concept, then in the written matter you can use the shall with the plural form, plural subject. But you can in the conversation while talking to someone, you can use will with the singular and plural both of the subjects. There is no issue at all. So this is the rule of the affirmative, means simple sentence. Whenever you will convert the simple sentence into the negative one, so the rule will be you will have to use not with the helping verb, and the helping verb is will or shall. So the rule will become subject plus will, shall plus not plus verb first form plus object. And in the interrogative sentences, whenever you want to ask something, you want to know something about something, you will always use helping verb before the subject. So the rule will become will, shall plus subject plus verb first form plus object and then question mark. Why we are using helping verb before the subject? Because in this thing we are asking the question, and to ask the question we need to apply helping verb before the subject. So the last kind of sentence will be interrogative negative sentences. Interrogative means you need to use helping verb before subject and not after the subject. So the rule will become will, shall plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object and then question mark. Let me give you a quick example so that you can understand this topic so nicely. So the example will be Ram will go to Mumbai. Ram will not go to Mumbai. Will Ram go to Mumbai? Will Ram not go to Mumbai? And then question mark. Let me take a plural one also. I'll not use shall with it because I don't use shall with now these days, because now these days nobody uses shall, because if you want to then you can. So the next example will be I'll go to the market. I'll not go to the market. Will I go to the market? Will I not go to the market? So let's continue with the next one, and the next one is future continuous. Continuous means continuity. Continuity means the work is going on, but the work will be going on in the future. According to me, future tense completely based upon the imagination. You don't know what will be happening tomorrow, what will be happening there. You are sitting here and you don't have any idea what will be happening there. So according to your imagination, you are just giving an idea that that thing will be happening there. According to you, you are not damn sure. So to tell that thing and to present yourself, to give your own opinion, you just use the rule of the future continuous tense. So the rule will be subject plus will, shall plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Why we are using ing with verb first form? Because ing with verb first form always indicates the continuity of the sentence, continuity of the work. That's why we always use ing with verb first form. Let's convert the simple sentences to negative one. So the rule will become subject plus will, shall plus not plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Interrogative will, shall plus subject plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Means we will use helping verb before subject and the question mark at the end of the sentence. And interrogative negative will, shall plus subject plus not plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object and then question mark. Clear? Let me give you an example. Ram will be playing football. Ram will not be playing football. Will Ram be playing football? Will Ram not be playing football? According to the sentence, my expressions are changing. Why? Because sentence is different. Sense of the sentence is different. Maybe we are using the same rule. We are just changing the helping verb here and there. But the sense is different, and according to the sense, we need to show our expressions. That's why my expressions are changing according to the sentence. So let's continue with the next one. The next one will be future perfect. Perfect means perfection. Future means future, means the day which will come. So future perfect means the perfection of the future. You don't have any idea the work will have done or not. You are just imagining, and according to your assumptions, you are telling someone that work will have done, but you are not sure about that. This is completely based upon your imagination. According to your imagination, you are informing someone that maybe according to you that work will have done, but you are not sure. So for that thing, you always use the rule subject plus will have, shall have, plus verb's third form plus object. Why do we use verb third form? We use third form to indicate the perfection. Okay, to tell the perfection of the sentence. In the negative sentences, you use not with will shall, like subject plus will shall plus not plus have, will not have, shall not have plus verb third form plus object. And in the interrogative sentence, you always use will shall before subject and have after the subject. So the rule will become will shall plus subject plus have plus verb third form plus object. Question mark. In the last kind of rule will be interrogative negative, and the rule will be subject will shall plus subject plus not have plus verb third form plus object and then question mark. Let me give you an example, quick example, so that you can understand it more nicely. My mother will have cooked the food. My mother will not have cooked the food. Will my mother have cooked the food? Will my mother not have cooked the food? And then question mark. Last one is future perfect continuous. Two things are there, perfect and continuous. To indicate the perfection, we will use have with will shall, and to indicate the continuity, we will use ing with verb first form, and to join both of the things, we will use been. Correct? Let me give you the rule. Why? Okay. Let me tell you the reason behind this name, future perfect continuous. Future perfect, perfect means perfection. Continuous means continuity. We are joining both of the things. Means how does this thing relate with the works? Means we are talking about. This rule relates with the work we are talking about, because, for example, if something is going on, if some work is going on, if you have completed the work, some part of the work if you have done, so that you have done with the perfection. If some work is left, that work is going on. I hope you have understood. That work is going on means that the work that you have completed that work with perfection, and the work which is left, that work is going on. So both the things are there, and to join both of the sentences, to join both of the rules, we are using been in this. Got it? Let me give you the rule. Let me tell you the rule quickly. So the rule will be subject plus will have been, shall have been, plus verb first form plus ing plus object plus since or for plus given time. We use since where the time limit is not given. We use for where the time limit is given. Negative sentences, the rule will be changed, and the rule will be subject plus will not have been, shall not have been, plus verb first form plus ing plus object plus since or for plus given time. Interrogative sentences, the rule will be you use helping verb before subject, so the rule will become will shall plus subject plus have been plus verb first form plus ing plus object plus since or for plus given time. And the rule of interrogative negative sentences will be you will use will shall before subject and not have been after the subject, so the rule will become will shall plus subject plus not have been plus verb first form plus ing plus object plus since or for plus given time. Let me give you a quick example so that you can understand this thing more properly. So the example will be Sita will have been singing a song since morning. Sita will not have been singing the song since morning. Will Sita have been singing the song since morning? Will Sita not have been singing the song since morning? And then question. Got it? Everybody, I hope that you have understood this thing very nicely. Still, if you have any problem, you can tell me. Okay, you can comment me below, and then I will give you the answer of your questions. If you really want me to make the videos on different topics, and you can tell me, I'll make videos on those topics, so that I can teach you all the things that I know, and I can teach you nicely. If you like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell icon to get the notification of my upcoming videos. Okay, keep watching my channel English with Kavita. All the best.